The lights are out atop the Solid Rock Carriers pace car. William Sawalich and Connor Hall will slowly lead the field through the KRC Power Steering start zone, and the second half of the Harrison's Workwear.com 225 is underway. Problems, turn 3, up in the outside wall, Mini Tyrell. Last year's winner of this event does not even get a lap in before misfortune strikes. Oh, you hate to see that.
He hit it hard, Tony. Look at the damage on the right rear.
I'm not sure. I went into the corner. It looked like maybe Zach was going a little bit lower. I don't know if I was higher or what, but I just caught the marbles, and the car just completely snapped sideways, and I'm in the fence. And I don't know if it was a misjudgment, but it really sucks. But we'll move on, and I guess it's racing, but it's just heartbroken.
Thank you, James. And yes, you hate to see that from Mini Tyrell, as we'll try this a second time through the KRC Power Steering start zone. Let's see if we can make it through turns 3 and 4 this time around. Whoa, in the wall, Mike Looney off turn 2. Okay, we didn't even barely get through turn 2 without contact.
There go Calamity Jane not going to let us go, as Connor Hall going to take the lead away from William Sawalich and lead the first lap. Still side by side right there behind Chad McCumbee, who works on Millington.
Deke McCaskill, you see there in the top of that shot, he too in turn 1. Way sideways, overcooked the corner, lost about 5 spots. This racetrack, Tyler, when I talked to drivers today, there was one word that came up: slick, slick, slick. And apparently it's slicker now than it was all day. And speaking of slick, William Sawalich is trying to pull a slick move on Connor Hall to retake the race lead. This is a fantastic race. You see the top 6 cars virtually nose to tail. They throw a blanket over them at this point, Tyler. And, you know, I don't think there's a lot of saving going on. There's got to be a little bit, but probably not a whole lot, as Kvapil tries and now does take 5th into turn number 3. And caution is out. Turn number 1, slow on the racetrack. I believe that is Bobby McCarty.
That is Bobby McCarty, the 22. The 3-time and defending series champion stops, brings out the caution, and begins to roll again.
And through the KRC Power Steering restart zone, Connor Hall brings the field. Green flag is out. A little shot in the keister from the 16 of Chad McCumbee. And Connor Hall gets pushed out front on the exit of turn 2.
The outside definitely seems to be where you want to restart. Is a little closeness between McCumbee and Sawalich there. They got awful close down the back straightaway, maybe a little contact.
A 3-way fight for the lead. Chad McCumbee, the red 16, the 43 William Sawalich, and Connor Hall in the mermaid blue and white 77. Hall showing the way, but man, I would not want to be in his shoes right now, Tyler, trying to defend the top, trying to defend the bottom, and continue to run your own line. This is a handful for any driver, much less somebody as good as Connor Hall. But I'll tell you one thing, it's dadgum, is he doing a good job? They're all doing great out there right now. This is fun to watch.
Pressure out back. I think you're going to want to be on the top as McCumbee slips loose, and Sawalich is going to take second spot back away from him.
Yeah, Sawalich now back to second. You see the gap to Connor Hall. It's about 5-6 car lengths. And looking forth, Connor Jones, career run for this youngster. Was kidding with him earlier. He said, dude, if you can just figure out how to qualify, you'll be in good shape. He's like, yeah, I know. Well, he did figure out how to qualify, at least here tonight. Started this one in 7th spot. Now he gets to use his race car up, trying to hold position, well, and maybe trying to move Chad McCumbee. But instead of using it up, trying to get there, he's got something to use up late in the race to try to get the race win. So move Connor Jones now up to position number 3, but McCumbee repaying the favor of turn 4.
I don't think he quite liked the way he was passed. He sends the message down the line, and while he does that, here comes Mike Looney. Looney's going to bring Kvapil with him, and there's Deke McCaskill lurking in the background as these guys are all over each other. All this taking place from 3rd place on back. These aren't even the top 2 runners. The top 2 have spread themselves out. These guys are fighting it out for 3rd.
Once again, through the KRC Power Steering restart zone. Much better restart this time for Connor Hall. He'll lead the field at turn number 1, but William Sawalich is there. Look at Kvapil. Rim riding, gets the run down the backstretch. He now challenges for the runner-up spot.
Kvapil swings it wide. Looney comes back to the bottom. Sawalich right in the middle. And look at Kvapil make the outside work. He'll rocket the second spot. Goodness gracious, shot out of a cannon went Kvapil right around Sawalich, who now has his hands full with Mike Looney. And there's Deke McCaskill right there in his tire tracks.
Yeah, McCaskill.
Probably going to take a few laps for him to get him back going, as right now he'll fight back to the inside of McCaskill. Sawalich finally settles back in the third. Oh, no, Looney. Handful of steering wheel. He held on to it, but it's going to cost him 2 or 3 spots, Tony. He was wicked loose.
Now available at Harrison's USA, apparently new underpants for Mike Looney.
Straight away, but Grady, he is coming forward.
In the wall, turn 4 just ahead of him. Mason Diaz, he keeps rolling, but he lost a number of spots, Tyler. I thought that was going to be a yellow flag. This group going to find him in just a moment. We'll keep an eye on it, as there you see Diaz ahead of Ashton Higgins. So clearly Mason Diaz found the edge in turns 3 and 4. Very well may be driving angry, and maybe angrier now. Carson Kvapil is up alongside. Connor Hall cannot find a way around Isabella Robusto, but then again, neither can Carson Kvapil.
Going to use her as a pick there and work back to the inside. Now Kvapil has to change his line and come back to the bottom. Might have gave him a little bit of reprieve there with 19 laps to go, but Kvapil ain't going nowhere, Tony. He re-engages quickly right back to the back bumper of Connor Hall.
Puts it on the front row, leads half the race.
If that's jump.
Problems behind them. Isabella Robusto is around. She keeps it barely off the concrete. 16 laps remaining in the Harrison's Workwear.com 225. Slowly they bring him through the restart zone. And remember, Connor Hall has used up his mulligan. The words on the radio were no, no, no. Who is it against? That's the call. And problems for Mike Looney on the back straightaway. Looney up in a shower of sparks. That car will be headed to the pit lane. Looks like he may get a flat tire from contact. Now here Connor Hall and Carson Kvapil lead the field down. Neither have a mulligan left. And through the KRC power steering restart zone, they trade paint into turn number 1. Kvapil uses Hall up potentially in the first turn. Sawalich tried to get by, and now the race is on with after new leader Carson Kvapil, who will now lead lap number 110.
He was done playing nice on that restart. And here comes Sawalich. He's going to dive to the inside and throw his hat in the ring. He's got the spot through the corner. 3 wide for the lead down to 2.
Connor Jones to the bottom. We told you don't count this youngster out. And up in the wall is Connor Hall. He got shoved to the outside. Chase Burrow is up there. And yellow is out with 111 laps unofficially complete. Connor Hall's race has ended up in the outside wall.
Behind the wheel, what happened there?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't hear you.
What happened from your perspective?
So we went through the restart box the first time, and Carson jumped the first one, so they called it back. Well, jumped the first one, then drove it in and way too deep in there on me and used me up pretty good. I really didn't even mind that because I knew it was going to happen. But I still took the top because I thought I was going to be the best to race it out. And then we call that back, and then we get a second chance at it, and he jumps me even worse the second time, and then drives it into me even harder the second time. And then I got pushed up so far in the junk, I just got my right rear out in the junk and lost it. But it's okay. I can race like that very well. I mean, unfortunately we only have 3 races left, but he's still got a championship to defend. So hopefully he can figure that out.
Is it over between you two then?
It just started.
There it is from Connor Hall.
Well, a late race accident has changed the complexion of this one. Carson Kvapil is the new race leader. William Sawalich alongside through the KRC power steering restart zone. And William Sawalich did not get going. Up the racetrack went Kvapil. Sawalich to the bottom. New leader, turn 2, William Sawalich. Where did that come from? Carson Kvapil missed turn 1. And now Connor Jones is up to second with 14 to go.
Kvapil all of a sudden got to get his car going back again. Not sure what quite happened to him. Turn on. We got problems.
Problems for Deke McCaskill.
Problems at both ends of the racetrack. McCaskill slow in 2. Got a car stopped on the front. We got problems everywhere.
That is Carter Langley here on the front stretch that impacted the outside wall at the same time that Deke McCaskill flew up the racetrack.
Play here and try to see just what happened here. You see it toward the back of your screen, the black car.
Oh! That's the crossover gate right where he hit with the door bars.
Oh,
ouch.
The one place you really don't want to hit.
and that is a little bit flatter than any other part of that wall where that crossover gate is. And, yeah, you can see him here just grinding to a halt by the speed shot. Watch this. Oh.
Tough hit for him. Glad to see him get out on his own power, but definitely had that wind knocked out of him. That was, boy, what a hit.
That was massive. You don't see hits like that very often on tracks of this size, but through the KRC Power Steering Restart Zone, Sawalich and Jones, and what a restart by both drivers, wheel to wheel into turn number 1. Jones runs Sawalich up the racetrack. Here goes Kvapil to the bottom. Nearly 3 wide. Jones feeds a fender to Sawalich, and Kvapil is there to take advantage, but Connor Jones is still there on the outside.
Poor Sawalich just got absolutely used up, but the fight is for the lead down the back straightaway. Jones and Kvapil going to go toe-to-toe as Kvapil, after getting shuffled out on the previous restart, now he retakes the lead with 12 laps to go.
Connor Jones has never been this close to a Cars Tour win. He is not going to let this one go away easily. You see him bird dogging that 8 of Carson Kvapil. There is slower traffic ahead of the leaders. There you see the 4 of Hayden Swank in the corner of the frame. And look at that, Connor Jones all over Carson Kvapil with just 11 laps to go. And where did Chad McCumbee come from, as he now has cut a right front tire from the contact? Deke McCaskill is in the walls in the aftermath. And we are under yellow again with 114 laps complete.
I'll tell you what, Chad McCumbee sailed that thing off into turns 1 and 2.
Through the KRC Power Steering Restart Zone. Carson Kvapil, Connor Jones into turn number 1. And Kvapil got that thing rotated. He shoots ahead of Jones. Here comes Schaefer. Schaefer on the bottom now, trying to take it away from his teammate Connor Jones in second.
Schaefer, Diaz, Higgins, and look at Chase Burrow. Chase Burrow having the run of his season right there into the fifth spot. Oh no! Contact for second. Higgins will go 3 wide and take second spot away.
Ashton Higgins in his Cars Tour debut, a guy that would have been happy to finish the race. Oh, now he's into it, Mason Diaz. Schaefer up to second. Connor Jones now trying to take third away from Higgins. There is chaos and pandemonium everywhere. Where did Hefner and Grady come from? Holy cow, there's 10 laps to go.
These guys have dropped the gloves. This is bare knuckle brawling with 9 laps to go. Carson Kvapil free and clear out front, but
it is Hefner 6, Burrow now 7th, and there it is. Robusto and McCumbee around in turn number 1, and that will slow us unofficially with 8 laps to go. One more time, Carson Kvapil, do it again. Let's see what happens this time. Holy cow. 8 laps remaining in the HarrisonsWorkwear.com, 225 through the KRC Power Steering Restart Zone. Carson Kvapil is the leader in the control car, and behind him, teammates Connor Jones and the 91 of Jonathan Schaefer going at it. That's been the cleanest we've seen the field get through turn 1 the last 45 laps. What a charge. You don't see guys make up 20 spots in a race very often. More contact now for 4th. That is Higgins trying to move Mason Diaz.
oh no! And it just cost Andrew Grady. And more contact. Sawalich is into the wall.
Higgins got the front of his car cleaned off in the altercation as well. And we are slowed once again with unofficially 5 laps to go.
I just had one in my quarter, entering on the inside wall and pushing straight up to the center, and had another one on my outside, coming 4 car lengths off the wall. Tried to make it 3 wide, and we just collided.
Yeah, earlier in the race there, I think 2 cautions before, and nose got backed up, making it a little tight, but we were still holding our ground, and we passed 2 cars on that restart, and I guess the 9 didn't like us racing up there with him. All night long, all he's been doing is just driving to people in the dirt and all the above, so a lot of wrecked race cars thanks to him, but we'll come back for the next weekend and be stronger.
We got Andrew Grady here as well. Andrew, we heard Mason's story, we heard Ashton's story. What's your story on that incident?
9-car, baby. That 9-car. He turned my teammate. He had his back wheels off the ground, and he just never turned him loose. Not real courteous, but man, we were having a heck of a night. Mike Darn Racing brought me a really good race car. Didn't really qualify exactly where I would have liked to, but we are, I don't know, 6 laps away. We were sitting 8th, probably fixing to come out of here with a solid top 6, which with the year we had so far, that would have been nice. But it's bent, we'll fix it, and we'll be back another night.
Through the KRC Power Steering Restart Zone. Carson Kvapil, Connor Jones. What a restart for Connor Jones. He is wheel to wheel with Carson Kvapil through turns 1 and 2, and he's on the outside as they head down the backstretch. Now Kvapil will clear him for the race lead.
Going to tuck in line right behind him. Their single file top 4, nose to tail.
Connor Jones wants a win in the worst way, and here he is to the inside. Now with 4 laps remaining in turn 1. They trade paint. Jones up the racetrack. Here comes Schaefer. New leader off turn 2. Connor Jones in command as Schaefer and Kvapil tangle behind him.
Kvapil goes from 2nd to 4th in the exchange as Zach Miracle will fill the bottom with 3 laps to go, but it's Jones that's away with the lead.
And his teammate, Jonathan Schaefer, behind him. Schaefer won at Ace in a dominating fashion. Tonight, it might not be so much for his teammate with 2 laps to go. Kvapil now under fire from Zach Miracle for the 3rd spot.
Best run Miracle's had all season. He's not going to give any quarter to anybody, especially the points leader. More contact as they are through 3 and 4, bringing to the white flag.
And there's Braden Rogers. Meanwhile, while that continues up front, Fredericksburg, Virginia's Connor Jones. He slowly, patiently worked his way to the front. He beat and banged his way through the incidents, and now here he is into turns 3 and 4, and Connor Jones is going to win the Harrison's Workwear 225 here at Tri-County over Jonathan Schaefer, Zach Miracle, and Carson Kvapil. And come out of that race car. You're a winner in the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour. Your dad and I talked in the tech line, and you were there, about just how humbling this sport can be. And you and I joked about if you could get your qualifying game together, you might have something to end up here. You got your qualifying game together. How, though, did you pull it off and end up in victory lane?
You know, I really think it all happened on that last restart where we, Carson ran us high, ran us hard, and we were just able to cross him over and get back by him. And, that really set the sail because then we were able to get out in clean air, and that really, we really had a good, fast car. You can't thank all these guys at Marcus Richmond Racing, Gary, Luke, JD, Caleb, everybody, Marcus, everybody. Spotter. Even the spotter.
You're not usually one for short words. I mean, this is the most speechless I have seen you in quite a while. How worried, though, were you on that last restart once you got into Carson and you guys traded paint? How concerned were you about the next 4.5 circuits and what could be coming?
I was really worried because, the restart before that, it was a little rough. Someone tried turning us a couple times. I can name names, but they knew who they are. They tried turning us. They tried taking away from us, but nothing could really stop this car. This car was a beast tonight.
Connor Jones, you're a Cars Tour winner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Way to go.
Yeah, first off, congratulations to Connor. Good win. Great, night for the team. P1, P2. Marcus Richmond, Luke, everyone, puts in the work of the shop, gave us great cars here. Just didn't have the car, at the end, but I'm glad Connor was able to get the win.
You told me at Ace right before you got your first win that you felt like that this was just a continuous building process for you, that this was you growing into the series, finding your way, and now finding ways to grind out these sorts of results. Is this just sort of another step on the ladder in that direction towards being a consistent top 3 finisher, trying to be a driver that competes for multiple wins in the seasons to come?
Right, yeah, I really think so. This is a big boost just up on from here. Just a lot of, we've had an unlucky season, but we've kind of got that off our shoulders with the win, and it's just up from here.
It's a big night for Zach Miracle at the end of the Harrison's Workwear 225. P3 for you, your first podium in the Cars Tour, and this is one that you've been working towards for a while. So now that you've got it, what does it feel like?
Oh, it feels amazing, man. I think we were 17th with 40 to go. We just kept chipping away, yellow after yellow, and some hard racing there at the end, and we ended up getting P3. It feels pretty good, Racing these guys, I mean, they got so many resources that we don't have, and it's amazing to finally be able to get in on the podium.
Did you find some speed at the end of the race, or was that more just sort of a race crash thing where you maintained your patience and waited for the right moment to move forward?
Yeah, I feel like when we were there in the back, I feel like we had a better car than that. It's really hard to pass. You kind of just got to get in there and get physical. After these yellows, after the reds, the car really came to life. Had good short run speed. Greg Peterson, Travis Barbie, Matt Brooks, they had this thing on the rail, all weekend. I made a few mistakes in qualifying, kind of put us further back, but it all ended up working out in the end.
Yeah, there at the end, it just got a little aggressive between everybody. Me and Hall, we were racing hard there at the midpoint of the race. I could get to him. Just I couldn't complete it. Dirty air from behind him just wouldn't allow me to get it. And then on the last restart, or one of the restarts there, I was able to bring him up the hill a little bit and get the pass down on him. And then we led the last few restarts. I felt like I had a really good car for the longer runs. The longer runs isn't 4 or 5 laps, about all we could get. So in that last one, I just had to shake him off and get a good start. But I didn't seem to get as good of a start as I had been getting all night. And we were equal going into one. And I really don't remember what happened, but somehow he got under me. Used me up a little, which, I mean, that's just kind of how we race here. I did it a little bit to him, so I can't be too mad at that. And then back with Miracle, I get it, we're all racing really aggressive, but I think he took it a little too far. I think the last 2 laps in a row we were racing, I don't think I got not doored one corner. It just felt like he straight lined me, and I was tired of it.
With Connor Hall, are you worried about any retaliation? He said that it just started between the two of you when he talked to him, so does that change the way you approach the last few races?
I don't really think so, honestly. He gave me a little bit of door at Hickory, and I raced him really clean at Motor Mile, and he kind of gave me a bumper as soon as I get by him. So, he should probably be expecting a little bit of that. He races pretty hard. I'm going to race him the same way.